Hey guys, it's Bear with the Camping Camper. So today we're here at our annual Parksville Lake RV campground trip that we've been doing. This is the third year in a row. You know, it used to be a backpacking trip, and then the last backpacking trip it's supposed to rain a little bit, and Gimpy Camper ended up being up there by itself because nobody else showed up. After that time, everybody said, well, let's do it at a campground, and because we're kind of getting too old for that. I was like, well, if that's what you guys want to do. So we've had this shindig here for the last 3 years. A lot of times our trip actually coincides with when this campground opens. And so this is the first weekend that you can make reservations this year here in 2022. And the way that it works is it does open up first come, first serve beforehand. So I actually want to cover two different things on this campground, as well as just to put into your normal everyday practice of going camping. The first thing that I want to say is I love our group trip. I look forward to it every year. A lot of our friends come. A lot of friends that don't do camping come out during the day usually. Now this year and last year it was both rainy, and so a lot of people didn't come up for the day, but our core group, a lot of us were still here at least at some point and met up, and we had a lot of fun. I cooked dinner for everybody, and you know, for me, it's just something that I look forward to is the companionship, because a lot of times when we go places, it's just me and my family, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's very nice to have other people around you that you know, that you can hang out with a little while. And I do invite people camping all the time to a lot of the normal trips that I go to if I know somebody that lives in the area that we're going to be going to or something like that. But I just like having other people around that I know. I like having that companionship. So that's point number one that I wanted to make. I wanted to make a point of saying, whoever you are, wherever you are, just go, try to at least have 1 or 2 trips a year where you meet up with other people and just share your knowledge and share your events and things that you like to do in your common ground. That makes a world of difference. I look forward to this trip every year. Unfortunately, the second aspect of this video is more about campground etiquette. I have a friend that has a little guy Max, and he always reserves the same site every year on our trip. So I got here and I was filling my water tank, and I was like, I sent him a text message. You don't get very good reception back in here, but occasionally I get a text message out. Sent him a text message, somebody got a new truck? No, I didn't get a new truck. One of our other friends done told me that there's somebody else in my spot, which this is the day before the reservation started, no big deal. I said, if you want to come on up, because a lot of us did come up a day early, it's first come, first serve. I said, I got a double site here. It's already paid for. Just pull up on here, hang out with us tonight. You'll already be here in the morning, and you can just pull over wherever you are at your site then. He said, okay. So he comes on up, and I see some people in this camper that I thought was his a couple of times coming in and out and going around. Well, you know, the next day on Friday when our reservation started, it was getting closer to checkout time, and I still hadn't saw any motivation of people getting ready to leave or anything like that. And on the post at the campsite is my friend's initials and the dates saying this site belongs to him during this block of time. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but you know, they came in at first come, first serve. The guy was gone visiting his parents, somebody said. There was somebody else here that was in a truck that was driving these people around, and apparently the guy that my friend talked to said that they had this site reserved for 2 months. Well, number one, that's impossible because you can't reserve a recreation.gov site for 2 months. And number two, like, your name's not on the post, buddy. So we talked to the park rangers and stuff, and I was kind of let down. I mean, they did say that they would tow the camper off, and we were like, no, I think that's going a little too far. But whenever I was sitting over here by the fire, I couldn't hear everything that he was saying when he came over to talk to my friend. And they gave him a different site, and he went to that site. But I mean, it's the principle of the thing. He could have stayed here for all we cared, but the issue is he paid for the specific site and he reserved it because he likes that site. So like I say, he told them not to tow their camper off or anything like that. But, you know, they just weren't cognizant about the reservation system, and then it was starting for the weekend and didn't see his name on the sign. He even pointed that out to them, I believe. But they made no effort to move or try to say they would do anything. They never talked to us really. If that was me, even if I wouldn't have had my truck, I would have been like, I would came out and I would have said, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the reservation system. Perhaps my significant other made these arrangements, but I would like to work this out with you. You know, I'm more than happy to move. My friend probably would have said, you know, don't worry about it. But that was kind of the letdown for us, is that we never got that closure. And what we did get was, I was sitting over here by the fire and one of the rangers came over to talk to my buddy here. And essentially, it made it sound, from what I could hear, more about them being worried that we were gonna be vengeful about the situation and they didn't want any bad blood in the campground or anything like that. I took it personally as kind of a spin that all of a sudden we're the people that did something wrong, and we didn't do anything wrong. All we did was say the site's reserved and they're on the site. But, you know, we're not vengeful people or anything like that. And, like, we weren't like waiting to kick somebody's tail or nothing. From that point on, somebody's been in that camper all weekend, but we hadn't seen them come out but like once. And I don't know, I mean, it's nothing we did. We were just saying that we reserved the site. But an apology would be nice. So if this ever happens to you and you're in that situation, I just want you to think like, these people, even if they're upset, we weren't really upset, we were just trying to figure out what the heck was going on. But just offer an apology and try to come up with some type of resolution. So that's really all I got for this week. Is number one, spend some time with your buddies out in the woods. Number two, be cognizant about a first come, first served campground, or just reservations in general, and make sure that you're on a site that has been reserved for yourself. It's common sense, people. Let's do it.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.